All right, welcome back. So just a little update, and I got a question here in a minute. But so I haven't done much lately. I've been cleaning up the shop, trying to get rid of some stuff. Kind of trying to push all the junk down there to this end. That's all my like a table full of old like stock from my business that I closed up, and guitar cases and some 3D printing stuff I've been trying to sell. Like, nobody wants to buy anything these days, it seems like. I got a shit ton of PLA Plus, just about every color you can think of, and then a 3D printer that I'm just not going to use. So I've been trying to sell that, but just to kind of recover some money to put towards new projects. But anyways, just trying to get all the clutter out of the way and kind of organize the shop a little bit to kind of get ready for some more building in the near future. Yeah, last video I did was what, after Georgia. Yeah, after Georgia Jets, and kind of a follow-up on that, and kind of the finishing up the review on the Diamondbacks. So I kind of got everything. I'm gonna turn this around so you kind of see. So I kind of got everything out of the trailer and put up, cleaned up, and kind of put away for the winter. So the Diamondback, it's a winter. I kind of talked about that when I got the A7 done up really well. I finally figured out what the issue with the gear was. Ended up being a set screw that was kind of on the backside that I couldn't see. So all that pain in the butt was just from a set screw. Crazy. But it flies great. The F-15 is a solid flyer. It's BVM. They typically make their stuff fly really well, and that one's no exception. Still need to fly with the speed brake up, but anyway, so I got the SU kind of out here on the table, and I'm debating on starting over and pulling out all the old Imcotech stuff and just kind of going with my new setup that I've got for the battery backer. Not the battery backer, but the Futaba DLPH2. I think I'm just going to do that. That's going to kind of be my new thing until I decide whether I'm going to switch to Jetty or stay with Futaba. I got some builds coming next year, so that might be a good time to get a Jetty radio and kind of try it out. So we'll see. But mainly what this video is about is this guy right here. So kind of flew it at Georgia. Still had the issue with the nose door opening, even with those magnets. So I didn't get a chance to put a camera on to kind of see exactly what's going on. But the only thing it can be, unless something is jamming up in the air, but I mean, there's nothing to jam up. I don't know why I would be hitting something on the ground when the gear's up. Everything closes up, it's solid. You got those magnets that make it really, really hard to open. So what I'm probably going to do after I do the mod that I'm about to do on it, I might remove those, because I think the final option is to cut an air, because I think I'm hoping it's being pulled open, and it's a flimsy door, so I think it's just being flexed open. So I think I'm going to take and cut like a rectangular cut out here, maybe get a buddy to 3D print me an insert, and then I'll take some screen material and put over it to make like a vent, kind of like on the F-18, so air can kind of go through it, can be blunt, because if it's being pulled open, it's either overpressure or just the airflow over it. So if that's the case, it should help with that, because that's kind of my last ditch effort. But got to do that this winter, and I've got to do a repair. So I was putting it up on the thing, I was looking at this and I'm like, oh man, there's a gap here. Never noticed that gap. And then you can kind of, I touched this and it made that, you can kind of hear it, the squeaky sound. I was like, holy crap. But what really got me looking at it is there's a small crack right here on both sides that popped up at Georgia, and I didn't know what was going on. So when I heard this and felt this flexing. I was like, oh, huh. I got to looking, and it's not gonna be able to see it, but if you open this up, Jacket was able to open it, you can see there's this vertical bulkhead that runs here. It's the spar. Spar here, and there's one up here. And on both these spars, on both sides, right about probably an inch or two off the fuselage, there is a vertical crack all the way through. Bam. So what they did to save weight, instead of using a ply, they used the, I think it's the Eric stuff, the foam board, the green stuff, maybe an 1/8 of an inch thick, and then they laminated it with carbon fiber. I don't know if there's a place to see it. No, there's really no place to see it. But they laminated it with carbon fiber on both sides, and it literally just tore right through, like a clean crack, right all the way through vertically from the top of the, from skin to skin. So top of the bottom to the top to the bottom to the top of the skin. It's a complete tear in this bulkhead. Here and here, and then there and there. So, and this wing is all one piece. There's no access hole. So what I'm gonna have to do is take the fuselage off, and that exposes the kind of center section, all that big area right there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut an access hatch. I might do one near, because this one I can get to through the speed brake access. Getting the front side of it to sandwich, well actually I take that back. There's no way to do the front side because it butts up against the wheel well. So I can put the repair on the back side of that one, and then this one, if I open it up right, I should be able to get to front both sides. And what I've got to decide is how I want to repair it. You know, I could put a legit aircraft ply, like 1/8, and cut like just a rectangular strip, glue it on both sides, and go for it. Or I could just do a much thicker and stronger carbon fiber layup on both sides. I don't know if that's going to be strong enough because it could just tear again. I don't think it would, because the stuff they use is a very thin, it's like this stuff. It's like a very thin, like the crosshatch kind of carbon. So I think that's what it was. I think it just needs a thicker carbon. So depending on what you guys think and what some other people, I've asked some people waiting to hear back from them, kind of their opinions. I may do one or the other, or I may do both. I may put some aircraft ply on where I can, and then run that ply or the carbon over the ply. Or it might be better if somebody says it is, I don't know, strength wise, to put the carbon fiber down and then put the glue the wood plate on it afterwards. But I think the best bet, because it is a somewhat smooth, flat surface, would be better to, if I'm going to do ply, put the ply on first with some high saw, let it dry, and then completely laminate that with a thicker carbon fiber. So let me know what you think. Hopefully it's not a huge deal. Like I said, it's a clean vertical brake, and I can see, if I look through here, I can see this guy right here. It's this bulkhead. These are bulkheads. There's one here, and then you can't really see this one because it doesn't come all the way down, but there's one back here, and that's what takes all your loads, because this carbon tube only goes to about right here, and that's what holds your wings on. So, and I mean, they did that to save weight. I know what it is, but if you look in there, you can see the crack. And the whole center section of this is kind of open, and it would allow me to get in there by cutting an access hatch. I should be able to get in and repair this from the inside. So a little repair this winter to do on that. So let me know what you think. aircraft ply, like 1/8. I could do quarter inch. Quarter inch would probably be just fine too, because it's not that heavy. Because I don't need to cut a big piece, I don't think, because if it's ever going to break again, it's going to be at that break. So as long as, you know, I go maybe 2 to 3 inches past the break on each side, it should be okay. But I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you think. You know, it's always nice to kind of query people and see what they got, to get their thoughts on it, because I'm not a composites guy and I don't know what is the strongest kind of layup. I know a true ply with some carbon is the best way to go, but they didn't do that. They did the foam board with carbon. So the only thing I can do at this point is put ply on it, and I don't know if I'm going to get to both sides. So it could be a one side repair on one bulkhead and maybe a double side, like a sandwich type repair on the main one, which is, from what I understand, from what I can tell, is this is the main spar. This is another main spar, but this is, I guess, would be your critical, you know, wing spar. Kind of sucks that they used the foam board, but I know they did it to save weight. But there's just some places it's better to just eat the weight. You know, anything load bearing or structural needs to be ply. I don't understand the train of thought on that, but anyway, so that's kind of what I'm looking at. Yeah, and I'm gonna try to finish the shop a little bit, get all these outlets done finally. I'm gonna go ahead and order some garage cabinets. I'm gonna order the New Age garage cabinets. They're like a steel type cabinet, and they have a bold and a pro. The pro are deeper, which is what I wanted, but they were extremely expensive, so I was looking for other alternatives, and that's kind of why I've held off. But what I've noticed is my buddy noticed it, is they have a bold XL version, which is a thinner steel, because I don't need as thick steel, because I'm not doing like crazy, you know, stuff with them. They're just storing stuff in. So I can go with a thinner steel, and it gives me the 24-inch deep versus the 18. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go with the New Edge Bold XL in a white door with like a grayish white combo. So I think the first one I'm gonna get is gonna be this kind of corner piece here. So it'll go from kind of there to there, and then I'll get another one down here. And then I think on this side, I'm just gonna do like a couple cabinets, maybe in the corner down here at this end, like standing type cabinets with some kind of more like that kind of deal all the way down. And then over there, I want to put the kind of tabletop stuff over there, kind of like those benches, but do like a run and put all the drill press, the bandsaw, the sanding drum. I got a belt sander to put over, so that'll be kind of like the dusty area, and I can, you know, take my vac over there and maybe do like a pseudo little PVC pipe vacuum system, so I can hook up to each individual piece of equipment, and then when I want to use it, turn the vacuum on and do my cutting, sanding, or whatever. And then when I'm off, when I'm done with it or not using it, I can disconnect this and walk away with it. So, but yeah, that's kind of the plan. I just kind of wanted to get some thoughts on this. It's getting tired of working on it, but I mean, that's kind of part of it. It's a little maintenance that kind of comes with any model, really. So, but it's a lot of talking for not much anything, but I do have some builds coming. I'm gonna finish this. I just have to decide on how I'm gonna do it. If I'm gonna go with Mcotech, because it's already, I mean, it's all in there. You know, everything's hooked up. I was at the programming phase for this, and now that I know what the deal is, well, while the Cortex wasn't working, I can get back to it. So, you know, I could just go ahead and finish it up, because it is kind of at the point of, you know, installing the batteries and programming versus starting all over. So we'll see. But anyways, you guys have a good one. Let me know what you think. Give me some ideas on how you would repair these bulkheads. because I think it was like this for both flights. I think I had these cracks after, I think these came up at Kentucky, now that I think about it. And I think what probably caused the cracks was me going inverted and flying around inverted finally. So I was getting comfortable with it, flying it inverted. I did some knife edge stuff with it. You know, it's meant to fly scale due to its size, but you know, I didn't fly it hard at all. And those cracked for, you know, just basic, you know, flying around, not doing really much. So anyways, you guys have a good one, and I'm gonna get back to moving stuff around and organizing, and hopefully this weekend I'll decide on what I want to do. Because if I'm gonna tear all that stuff out and do like a traditional run leads everywhere, I'm gonna have to go buy a DLPH2, because I don't have one, I don't think, unless I got someone stuck somewhere, I don't remember. But yeah, so I may just finish it up and be done with it. So you guys have a good one, and don't forget to thumbs up, thumbs down. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do this, you know, the next couple months as I go, finish it up, have it ready for the fall or the spring, and then probably, I don't know if it'll be here. My next project will be here before the flying season, but we'll see. But if not, it'll definitely be something for next summer and fall. So you guys take it easy. Cheers. Happy Halloween.